Good evening, everyone. Hello, hello. My name is Janelle Chambers, and we are going to be sharing all about the getting started with the Young Living opportunity. And we're going to wait just a moment here and make sure that y'all have time to jump on, and we will get started in maybe 1 minute or less. I'm really excited to be here with you tonight. This is one of my favorite things to share about because I absolutely love the sharing side of Young Living. Obviously, because our products are really amazing and it makes it super easy to do this. So let's see, let me turn that off. So I've been with Young Living since, June of 2013. And this was something I said I would never do. I hated network marketing or direct sales, absolutely hated it. Had a really negative idea of what that looked like and what that was about. And looked at people who would be sitting at the successful side as, one of those people, the ones that are pushy and the ones that are, the ones that are pushy and salesy and, I didn't want to be that. So, I think it's really ironic that the Lord brought this opportunity to me because this is just totally unexpected for me. And I love that that I was totally wrong. Hey, it's amazing to be wrong, right? Like, I had no idea. And I know that there are some network marketing companies out there that do this the wrong way. But Young Living really does this the right way, and I'm so honored and blessed to be a part of this organization. So we're going to go ahead and jump right in. If you don't know me, I am a Young Living Diamond, which is really crazy for me to say because when I started sharing, I thought it would be like my biggest, wildest dream to possibly maybe be executive. And executives, y'all are rock stars too. But that was like as big as I could dream. So that's just me being really real with you guys. But I promise anybody can do this. They really can. You just got to be a little bit stubborn in making sure that you're helping others. Like, if I'm going to be stubborn in a way, that's the best way to be stubborn, right? Like, no matter what, I'm going to make sure that I help you achieve the goals that you're looking for, whether it's with the product or whether it's with the business side. And I know you guys are on here commenting, and I love that. Please continue to do that. I love the interaction. Otherwise, I feel like I'm talking by myself, and that's not very fun, right? But Stacy Hartzler, who is amazing, our soon-to-be crown diamond, I'm speaking life into that. She is on here, and she is going to be answering any questions that you have along the way. That way I can go through this, and we can just stay on topic, and I don't get too distracted. And then at the end of this, we're all going to hop in on Zoom call if you have questions. That way, you can feel free to ask. Stacy, like I said, will answer. But if you want to interact with us, we love doing that. We'll post the Zoom link shortly. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I want to tell you is you're really going to need to know why Young Living, right? Because let's be really real here. I know I'm not the only person in the world that likes to save money, right? Like I can be a little tight with my money. I like to save it, right? Who doesn't, right? We work hard for money. So I really wanted to know when I started, like, well, does brand matter? Can I just buy anything, And I tell people all the time in my classes, when I'm sharing with them, guys, it doesn't matter what brand of capsules you buy. I promise you, you can go down to the health food store and get those capsules. It's kind of like buying off-brand pasta, right? If you're going to buy a box of pasta, it really doesn't matter what brand you buy. So buy the cheap stuff and save some money, right? But have you ever bought cheap crowns? Like, you don't buy off-brand crowns because what happens is your red turns out pink. It doesn't work right. It does not come across the same, right? So your essential oils, the quality matters, the purity matters. The other things, the capsules, the carrier oils, get it where you need to get it, right? Yes, Young Living carries it, and if you want it, that's fine. If you have a better option, a different option that would save you money, go for it. But your essential oils and your other health and wellness products are really important to have that high quality. Okay, so make sure, I'm not actually going to go into why Young Living because y'all have Young Living, y'all love Young Living. So I know you know these things, but if you're going to share with others, just know that you're going to want to share with them why Young Living, what sets us apart, because there's a lot that does set us apart. And if you're not really sure about that yet, maybe you're brand new and you're like, I could use some help with that. Hey, we've got graphics, we can tell you on the Zoom call, Stacy can post in here too, but we can definitely help you out with that. But I'm just assuming, because y'all are here, that you already love Young Living. So we're going to go on to some other things. Best way, hands down, to be sharing with others is to literally just share your stories. Like, I can do that, right? This is the easy part. You have amazing experiences with your products and you share your stories, and that's it. Like, literally, that is how you get started. So you're going to want to share your testimonies and your stories with other people. You're going to want to use the product even if you think you don't really need it. I usually default to like a bug bite, right? Because we all get bug bites and we have lavender, and yes, they itch, but we don't really have to put an oil on, right? Because we're adults. But you know what? Put the oil on anyway, because when you put that lavender on there, or when you put that purification on there and it takes the itch away, then when you are sharing with a friend who's like, oh my gosh, the bugs are really bad this season, then you can say with conviction, hey, I know I've had the experience with lavender or with purification or whatever the situation is. Thing is, you need to be confident. The only way to be confident is to have that experience, right? Because when you have an experience, like, nobody can argue with that. So make sure that you're using your product and being a product of the product, and then sharing your experiences with others. It's super, super powerful. The most powerful thing you can do is share your experiences and help other people meet their needs, okay? Most of the time we do offer our wholesale pricing, but guys, I'll tell you, I see this all the time on Facebook, and I'm so sorry if you do this. Please don't be upset with me. But if we just throw out there, hey, I'm placing an order today. Who wants to order with me? I'm sharing my discount. Well, that may get some orders, but you guys, you're not helping somebody become a member when you do that. You're not educating them. If you want to help them, you need to tell them why they need the product. And then once they need the product, once they understand the product, then when you share your discount with them, and I usually do that privately, I don't usually like put that all over social media. So just be aware of that. You really need to educate people before you just tell them that you can get it for them at your wholesale pricing. But we do want to be a friend, because it does help them try the product before they purchase an entire premium starter kit. If the budget is really limited, I totally understand that. And the other thing it does is it helps you meet your Essential Rewards order, which hopefully everybody here is on Essential Rewards. If you're not on Essential Rewards, holler down there, and Stacy can share some more with you about Essential Rewards. It is an amazing program, and everybody should be on it, because it's actually giving you back free points so that you can buy free products, right? And there's a really great graphic out there actually that breaks it down if you were to place random orders throughout the year with the same amount of money versus being on Essential Rewards, and how much you get back. And so it's really powerful. So we can share that with you guys too. But make sure that you're on Essential Rewards. Biggest thing is, I kind of already touched on it, is meeting the need. Okay, so when I am out and about and I hear somebody and they say that they're struggling with some head tension or something, and I've got oils with me, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be a friend and I'm going to share those oils, right? I mean, it's just the natural thing to do. And people are, I know Stacy posted it out, people are often sickest in their finances, but we know that they have the need in their bodies as well, right? We need to be able to meet their needs on both levels. Carry your oils with you. And I know I'm talking about oils, I'm assuming because I started with my premium starter kit with essential oils. That's like my excitement, my passion. But if that's not your thing, if the oils aren't your thing, and you love Ninja Red and you love the toxin-free lifestyle, whatever it is that you love and you're passionate about, that's what you should be doing, okay? I'm just using essential oils because that's my thing. That's the thing that I love, okay? But carry around your product with you, okay, within reason if you can, right? And then offer to share with somebody. I mean, if somebody has head tension right there, here's a bottle of oil, let them try it right then and there. Young Living now does those little sample bottles that come with the kit, and I absolutely love that. We didn't have that in our premium starter kit when we started. So that's a really powerful way to be a friend to somebody, because sometimes it's going to take more than just one use, right? We all should know that. especially if something's been going on for a long time, you're going to need to use more product more frequently. So be a friend and just offer to meet the need and share with others. But you got to carry your oils with you if that's what you're doing. And then also, just kind of a side note, think about different methods of communication. This is a big one that we all get hung up on, and I know I'm just as guilty, but I absolutely I'm not a texter. I do text because that's a really powerful way to communicate, but if I'm going to text a bunch, like if I have to text a long thing, I don't want to do it. I would much rather Voxer or Marco Polo or anything that I can voice, because it's a lot faster than texting. But I know that there are some people that I can call or do one of those Voxers, and they are not going to respond because that's not their preferred method of communication. So make sure if you reach out to somebody or you're sharing with somebody and they're not responding, there's a good chance that it's not really because they're not interested in what you have to say, or because they're not interested in what you want to share with them, but it might just be as simple as they're really not a texter, or they're really not one that wants to talk on the phone, or maybe the baby's crying and they can't really answer the phone right now. So think outside the box. I just kind of wanted to share that with you because I think we often get hung up on our preferred method of communication, right? All right. So you guys know the heartbeat of sharing, hopefully you know, is really hosting classes. But I don't want you to necessarily think that a class has to look like the in-person gathering. Those are very, very powerful and very effective, okay? And so I'm not wanting to discredit that, but I don't want you to get hung up on that's the only way that I can share, because there's a lot of other ways that you can share too. But regardless, either way, the process kind of looks the same, okay? So I'm going to go through how to host a class and how to teach a class, whether it's one-on-one with just you and one other friend, or with a room full of people. So the first thing you're going to do is just have your premium starter kit. Like, that's really easy, right? And you don't need to stress out. Even if your oils are completely gone, that's okay. They just need to be able to see the size of the bottles and be able to smell the oils out of them. When Crystal Birchfield taught my first class, her bottles that she brought over were like well worn. Oh man, I wish I had mine up here with me. But they were like worn. You couldn't even read the labels, but we didn't care. Right? We got to smell the oils and we passed them around, and that was plenty. So don't stress out about it having to look perfect or be perfect. Use your premium starter kit and just take it with you. And then have your diffuser going, okay? And then as you go through, you're gonna turn your diffuser on, show how it works. I usually set that up during the class so that they can see just how easy it is. It's so user-friendly, and I'm very grateful for that. And then I just share some of the basic usage, like the different ways to use an essential oil. And if you've had experiences with essential oils, you probably know the 3 ways to use essential oils. And then go through your oils and share one really powerful story for each oil, and then list off a bunch of other reasons that you can use it. Like, that's really the heartbeat of sharing. It's very, very simple. I've got my notes because I've always done it this way because I don't want to forget stuff. But if you are very type A, hello, type A's, throw me some hearts. I know you're out there. Okay, yay. So if you're very type A, don't stress out about it being perfect or about knowing everything. You do not need to know everything there is and be able to answer every single question. Even to this day, and I don't have it in this one, but I have a class outline. It's not a full script, but it's an outline that I still follow. And even doing this class with you now, I'm following my outline because I know what I don't want to forget, and I do that in my classes. And I encourage you to take something like that or somebody else's script and just tweak it and make it authentic to you. So if you don't like the way my class flows, that's okay. That's totally okay. Make it flow the way that you're comfortable with, and make it sound like you, because you don't want to sound like me. You want to sound like you, because otherwise you're not going to enjoy doing this. It's going to be way too hard, and you're way cooler than me, right? So just do it in the way that's authentic to you and who you are, and you will be way more comfortable and way more effective that way. But take those scripts or those outlines and follow them if you want to follow them. Here's the big thing, and this is so simple and easy. Just be honest and share your heart. So if somebody has a question that you don't know the answer to, that's okay. we have our pocket reference, and we can say, hey, you know what? I don't know. Like, have a piece of paper and a pen. I do this at even in my classes now. I can look it up in my pocket reference, or if I still don't know, or I'm not confident, maybe it's something super out of my comfort zone that I've not had an experience with, I just say, hey, you know what? I don't know, but I'm going to write this down, and I'm going to ask about it, and I'm going to do a little bit of research, and I'll get back to you. And you know, I've never once had anybody say that they had a problem with that. Everyone's like, oh, absolutely. It's never a problem. So don't feel like you have to know it all and have it perfect, because guys, my first class was a hot mess. Oh, it was bad, bad, bad. There were no scripts, no outline, nothing. And I was jumping all over the place. And it was like I was going through lavender usages. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, and by the way, you can use an oil topically too. And then I was going on to another one. And oh yeah, there's these capsule things you can get. It was really bad. Okay, that's why I have the outline, right? Because I learned from that. So don't stress about perfection. Because every time you do something, every time you try something that's out of your comfort zone, you just strive for progress. That's it. Progress, not perfection. Let go of that perfection stuff. Okay, here's the biggest tip for teaching classes. You want to encourage membership straight from the get-go, okay? We know that membership, it's not really, I mean, yes, it does. It is how you get your Fast Start bonus, and that's obviously nice. But it is the best deal for our customer. That is truly the best deal. They essentially get their diffuser for free. They get the discount. They can have the product shipped straight to their house. They don't have to go through me or go through somebody else. It goes straight to them. And then they have the opportunity to do Essential Rewards if they choose, right? And then they get points on top of that. So there's just so many benefits to the Premium Starter Kit and the membership that it's really not, it's not going to help them out if I just tell them that they can have an oil here or there. So throughout the class, I will constantly remind them, like, our bodies all respond differently to different oils, right? Our bodies do that with food. Our bodies do it with pharmaceuticals. Our bodies do that with everything. Everybody's body responds slightly different. And that's the beautiful thing about the starter kit. That's what makes it so versatile. So when I'm talking about lavender and how my daughter responds really well to it for calming, I'll also share at the same time, but my husband, he prefers stress away. And that's awesome because they're both right there in the kit, right? And then when I'm talking about everyday aches and pains, then I'll remind them that, like, this, I love peppermint. That's my go-to for everyday aches and pains. But my husband's going to go for Panaway every time. That's what his body responds to. And that's, again, the beautiful part of the Premium Starter Kit. That's one of them because the versatility is there. So it's great for every single person in the family, every single person in your household. So make sure that you're sharing those things along the way throughout the class and just really pointing them back to that Premium Starter Kit. That's really, really important to do. And then at the end of the class, you also want to let them know about the monthly promos and Essential Rewards. And if you are one that struggles financially, you might really have a hard time with this. And I know that because I was there. That was definitely me. That was like, oh my gosh, even to this day, sometimes I have the mindset of, or I struggle with the mindset of, oh, I don't know if they can afford the Premium Starter Kit, so should I even mention Essential Rewards? Should I even mention the promos? Because, you know, it's only 100 PV and they might, you know, all these things go through my head, and I have to let go of that because we are not in charge of their purse strings and we don't know what their need is. This might be exactly what they are looking for right now, okay? Because people make room in their budget for the things that are important to them. Okay, there are going to be people that aren't struggling as financially as maybe you are or as maybe as I was. There are going to be people there that want to get on Essential Rewards, that see the benefits right from the get-go, that want the free products, right? So just make sure that you're throwing it out there. You don't have to be pushy. Nobody wants to be pushy. You don't have to be pushy. That's the great thing, okay? All right, so that's kind of how a class goes. I mean, it's very, very simple. At the end, I let people know there are two options to getting oils. And this is, again, I'm kind of using oils as the guideline here, but however you do the class, whether you're promoting Premium Starter Kit with Ninja Red or anything else, but I let them know that there are two different ways to get started. One, you can sign up to be a retail customer, and you can get, you can place your order anytime that you want and get your oils, and you can buy one or two at a time. Or the other option is to become a wholesale member and get access to the discount and get 24% off your future purchases and get the premium starter kit, because that's the only way to get the premium starter kit. You must be a member to get that, right? So just lay it out there. Those are really the two options. Now, if I have somebody one-on-one that I know is struggling financially and they truly just can get one oil, just need one oil at this exact moment, that's okay. I am not going to make them sign up for a retail customer. I really don't do that. I will tell them one-on-one, hey, you know what, let me help you out. I know these products are amazing and I want you to be able to try them, so I'm going to share my discount with you. But I don't announce it publicly in a class because I don't want people to automatically default to, well, I'll try this one oil once, because here's the slippery slope with that a lot of people might not think about. If they try lavender for their everyday stresses and to relax them, and their body doesn't respond to that bottle of lavender, you know what they do? They're like, oh, oils don't work. Tried it, not happening, right? And then they don't see the value and they don't even use the lavender ever again, and that is so sad to me, right? And so again, we always want to point people back to the premium starter kit and back to the membership because there are way too many benefits for them. Okay. So let's think outside the box now. We've talked about how a class goes or how educating goes, but let's talk about the different ways we can, because like I said, we can do the classes. Classes are very powerful. They're very effective. They're a very quick way to educate a lot of people at once, so it's time saving. But sometimes that can't happen for various reasons. So think outside the box. What else can we do? We can meet one-on-one for coffee. I can tell you that those are some of the most powerful meetings that you can have. I love meeting people for coffee, mostly because there's coffee involved too. And it's fun, right? Like, especially when these are my friends and my family, I was like, girl, let's go have some coffee. We'll talk oils, we'll talk non-oils, and we'll just have a good time, right? And then I take my premium starter kit with me, and it sits there until they're ready to talk about premium starter kit. Otherwise, we're just gonna talk about life, okay? So coffee dates are great. And since I said coffee, you know, it's decaf. All right, so you can also do play dates. So when your friends just have kiddos that they just can't not be around, right? Like, hello, we homeschool, right? And we're around kids all the time. I've got my kids, they've got theirs. So have a play date, have a get together, whatever, and then let the kids play and you guys chat oils, right? It doesn't have to be this formal thing. Phone conference calls. This was one of the first things that I did. Crystal Birchfield had a conference call, and you can utilize the number at freeconferencecall.com. And I will tell you guys, I'm super skeptical, right? If you know me, you know this. But I liked this because I was like, she won't know that I'm curious about oils, right? Like, I'm being sneaky, so she's not going to get suddenly pushy on me to buy oils. She's not going to know that I'm listening in, right? So I called this number and I listened in all of this class that she literally just said. There was no interaction at the beginning, and I was like feverishly writing down notes, and then I started typing because I couldn't get them all down, and I just listened to all this education. I'm like, oh my gosh, I need that kit. I was not buying one or two oils. I was not buying anything until I could get that whole kit, right? So we had to wait for birthday time to come around for the money to be able to buy that premium starter kit. That's a true story. So phone conference calls, very powerful. You can also use, there's so many different apps out there now that didn't exist back then that I know of, at least. You can do a class completely through like Voxer, or you could do one through Marco Polo. That's a really awesome app. Anything like that you can totally do. You can also do FaceTime or Skype. And FaceTime and Skype, you can kind of double dip in that because that's really awesome. You can like have a one-on-one, or if you have somebody that's out of town that wants to do a gathering and pull people together, and that's really great because that's super relational. But maybe you can't go there because they live in a completely different state and it's just not feasible for you. You can actually Skype in or FaceTime in and just do, okay, and I'm not tech savvy, so if I can do this, I promise you can do this too. It's one cable, it's an HDMI cord, you probably already have one, and you just plug a laptop into the television, right? And then it'll stream up and you will show up on the television screen, and you can teach the class that way, and then they will do, and then you give all the education, or if you're brand new, your upline would do that, and then that person would kind of be that personal touch and pass around the oils and have the diffuser going and all of that. So that's a really powerful way to help people that maybe aren't in your direct region. You can also do Facebook classes. You can do them through Facebook Live, just like this. This is really easy to do. You can do different kinds of classes to get people interested. You can do you could do a winter wellness class, or you could do like a mom and me class. Literally, you take the same kit and you just pull out the information that applies especially to that, and then you can tell them, and by the way, not only is this great for mom and me, mom and baby girl or whatever, but it's also great for dad, and it's great for grandma, and it's great for, and give them the other reasons that they can use those same products. So sometimes we get hung up on essential oils 101, but if people really don't know what they do, kind of giving them a different title, a different guideline on what they can do can be really powerful. So don't forget to think outside of the box with how you title these classes. And when you invite people, guys, I'm just going to tell you now, don't even bother just slapping up a Facebook invite, because odds are you're not going to get very good turnout if you get a turnout, because we get bombarded with Facebook invites all the time. The best thing that you can possibly do is to reach out one-on-one, whether it's through a phone call, through a text, however you would normally communicate with those people. That's how you should be communicating with them to invite them to your class. And then you have the Facebook invite, but that's really a reference point, like, where was the address of that class again? What was the name or what was the time of that class again? And then that's what that's for. It's there for a reference point, but not the actual invite. We need to be personal and remind people, hey, you know how we were talking about winter wellness the other day with essential oils? Well, I'm actually going to have a class. I would love for you to be there, right? Make sure that it's really relational, because we're people and we want to be relational. That's fun for us. Nobody wants to go be sold to. That's not fun. Okay. If possible, once you start moving forward, let's say you've already achieved star or senior star, don't forget to include your downline, like your current team members. Let them come to your classes and bring people with them and hear you share again, and encourage them to listen to as many people teach a 101 class or getting started with your oils class, or the chemical-free lifestyle, or Ninja Red, or whatever it is that you love to share about, and have them listen to as many people as possible, because you kind of start picking up like bits and nuggets from everybody. You're like, ooh, I like that she says that, I'm going to use that. And ooh, I like the way she tells that, I'm going to use that. And I like the way he does this, and I'm going to use that. And then it's really, really authentic to you, okay? And I'm really big about that, because if it's not authentic to us, we're not going to want to stick with it. Okay. And make sure that you plan ahead, and I know some people really thrive on like last minute spur of the moment, and you can totally do that, but with some degree, you really need to plan ahead when you're going to have your classes or your meetings. If you've never ever taught a class or attended a class, reach out to your sponsor or enroller or your nearest silver. You can find that in your virtual office. Because odds are somebody there would be willing to teach a class for you, especially your first one. So I've never expect anybody to teach their first class. So just know that in the back of your mind. If you're like, I wouldn't even know where to begin, that's okay. You don't need to if you've not seen it done yet. Okay. Make sure in your classes or when your one-on-one meetings that you're talking about some troubleshooting information. And this is just one of those things that I've never really heard anybody plug into their class that I just feel like is really important. So troubleshooting means like if somebody says, I tried an oil and it didn't work, okay? Well, yeah, that can happen, but there's reasons that it happens, okay? So you need to think about, first and foremost, the two most important things are root cause and how often and when they start using the product. So root cause is probably the most commonly shared issue. You never want to try to treat something or help something. Wrong word, sorry. Right, rewind. You never want to try to help something, support a system that does not when you don't know the root cause. So always think like, could this be the root cause? Like think about everyday head tension, right? So there's lots and lots of reasons that you can have head tension. I mean, your hormones could be off, you could have stress, you could have sinus issues, you could have allergies, you could have all of these different things going on in your body, right? So trying to pinpoint those, it can sometimes be a little bit tricky. So make sure that they're thinking about root cause and not trying to do something, help a side effect. All right. And also, how often is somebody using it? So if somebody says, I used an oil and it didn't work for me. Well, how often did you use it? Did you use it for 5 minutes? Did you use it once and then put it aside? It's probably not going to do much, right? You're going to need to use early and often. The more you hit it early and often, the more effective they're going to be. So I always tell people in my classes, I kind of make them repeat it so that it sticks in their head. Root cause and early and often. Those are the huge, huge things that they need to remember. Also, again, reminding them everybody's body responds slightly different. So, again, the versatility of the kit is amazing. And then they might want to like layer on more than one oil or try a different method. If they tried diffusing or did internally, they might want to switch gears and try topically. So there's lots of different things. So make sure that you're sharing some of that troubleshooting information. Okay. Oh, my battery's getting low on my phone, so I'm going to rapid fire the rest of this. I'm almost done. Anyway, I am really good on my time. So make sure that you are plugging people into the resources that we have. We have tons of graphics. We have our Facebook group for members, and some of our team members might have some for potential members, so keep that in mind. But those are powerhouse resources that you can use, because things that we repeat again and again are often put on graphics, and you can share those out very quickly and easily. You also will want to make sure that you have a pocket reference, if nothing else. If you can afford to do it, a desk reference is preferred, because a desk reference has more than just our oils in there. It has all of our products in there. So the supplements, the Ninja Red, tons of information on Ninja Red. You name it, it's their animal care. Oh my goodness. So the desk reference is by Life Science Publishers. I strongly recommend that. If you can't, that's okay. A pocket reference is definitely going to help you get by. So how do we get started? Reminder, be a product of the product. Even if you don't think that you need it, go ahead and use it anyway. You need to be on Essential Rewards, which means trying things outside of what you know, outside of your norm. So sometimes this is really difficult to do when you're like, oh, I know every time I'm stressed out, I use Peace and Calming, right? But look in your desk reference, or your pocket reference, because you might find something else that works just as powerfully, that's going to help somebody else's body respond just as well. So when Peace and Calming was out of stock forever, I tried oil after oil after oil after oil until I found one that worked as well for me as Peace and Calming. And I hate to say it, but White Angelica, because I hate telling you, because it's out of stock, and it's been out of stock for a few months. And so I'm sorry for telling you how amazing White Angelica is and knowing it's out of stock, but it will be back. I promise you that. So make sure that you're trying things outside of your premium starter kit, so that you have an opinion on things outside of the premium starter kit. And make sure that you are hosting classes or meeting people one-on-one, sharing. I can't stress that enough. Just be a friend and share your experiences with everybody else, and continue learning. Plug in, look through your pocket reference, read through that. It's really interesting. It's not a hard read. It's not over your head. Anybody can understand that. There are tons of oily references out there. If you love DIY, awesome. Learn some more about DIY. I will kind of side note this. DIY is not, in my opinion, and I know Stacy agrees with me, it's not the best 101 class. So if you want to know more about that, we can talk about that on the Zoom call, or I can post on that too. But DIYs are great fun and a great way to help people get onto Essential Rewards, but they're not the most effective way to do to help create members. And then plug into the Facebook groups, okay? And lots of classes, we have them. And just continue to learn one step at a time. Again, you don't have to know everything that there is to know before you get started. So the last thing I'm going to share with you, hopefully I've got enough battery here, I know I'm running low on it, is how you get paid with Young Living, because everybody wants to know that, right? Like, you're kind of curious, how does that work if you don't know? Excuse me. So when you sign somebody up, Young Living gives you a starter kit bonus. So you automatically get $25 when you sign somebody up. When with a premium starter kit, it can't just be a starter kit, but a premium starter kit. And then they also give you 25% of that PV. And PV just means product volume. So for most things, it's dollar for dollar. Most oils, the PV is dollar for dollar. But the premium starter kit is discounted so much that it is actually 100 PV. So 20% of 100 is 25%, sorry. 25% of 100, of course, is $25. So you put the starter kit bonus plus the fast start bonus. Sorry, I've got something stuck in my throat. Okay, that's better. And you put those two together, and obviously that's $50. So for every person that you enroll, it's automatically at least $50. And then if somebody orders more than that starter kit, then you get 25% off of that as well. You also continue to get the 25% on top of that for the first 3 months. So the first month that they enroll and the next 2 months. So if you educate them well and you talk about the lifestyle with the products and they jump onto Essential Rewards, you will continue to get paid 25% of the PV for the first 3 months. Your mission is, number one, to help them fall in love with the product. And that's what I was saying earlier. You need to really be stubborn. You need to tell them, hey, if you struggle with anything, please let me know. Ask the hard questions. How's it going? What has worked well? What has not worked well? That's the one that a lot of people want to avoid because they get really nervous. But just be bold and ask, because if you don't know the answer, your upline can point you to how to find the right answer for them. So make sure that you're helping them fall in love with the product. If they fall in love with the product, 2 things are going to happen. Number 1, they're going to jump onto Essential Rewards because they love it and they want more. And 2, they're going to link arms with you and share with other people and maybe run with an entire business. We're really non-aggressive in this group. If you want to just share here and there, that's amazing. If you want to go be Royal Crown Diamond and make a gazillion dollars, you can do that. We'll support you in either way. But if you want people to link arms with you, you need to help them love the product. When they love the product, you won't be able to shut them up. How do I know that? Because I'm one of those people that said I would never do this, right? But I fell in love with the product. I had amazing experiences. And when you have amazing experiences, you want to share them with others. It's just the natural thing. So help them love the product and everything else will fall into place. So when you get paid, you get that Fast Start bonus, which is $50. And then after that, there are ranks in the company. And I'm not going to go into all of that because this is just really basics. But there are ranks, and I'll post out the income disclosure statement. And after that first 3 months, it does go into like different percentages. But as you rank up, your paycheck obviously goes up too. So there's a huge potential here, guys. Huge potential. I'm really, I promise you, I am one of those people that can say, honestly and truly, if I can do this, anyone can do this. So share below like where you're at in the process. Are you already loving the products and already sharing? Are you running for Royal? Are you sharing here and there? Let us know where you're at in this journey. And then pop on over to the Zoom call. We're going to post out this link here in just a moment. Pop on over to the Zoom call and chat with us for a little bit, okay? Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you learned something tonight, and I hope you are now able to see the possibilities here and just open your mind and your heart and just start sharing with others, because that is what it's all about. All right, thanks again, guys. We'll see you on Zoom.